when you see this car will have been with us for a year. Time really goes by very quickly. But it wasn't even supposed to be here, because this was supposed to be a cute small car for my girlfriend. She's the girly type, she wanted something like, not an Ypsilon because she thinks that's too small and too tiny, but something like a Rover 200. I was trying to find one on the usual websites, and I found two cars that would fit the bill nicely. Tahiti Blue 25, yeah, which was a bit far, and that car was badly scratching 4 or 5 panels, and I tried to negotiate. We got to a point in which he didn't want to go any lower, and I didn't want to give him the extra 100 euros that he wanted, so that was that. There was also an older Rover 200 from 96, Night Fire Red, I think that's it. It looked like it had already been painted. It had some aftermarket wheels, but they looked good, and the car looked in good nick. But then again, it was the only car in that area that I would go and take a look at, so it wasn't really the best option. I thought maybe I'll go to Porto, because if the first car I'm gonna have a look at isn't any good, I can find another one easily. I found a charcoal black Rover 200 from 99, 1.4 key series, just like the others. It looked okay, just one or two pictures. I talked with the owner, she didn't say much, but she didn't say anything that would put me off. So, a couple days later, I went there on the bus and I went to have a look at the car. I swear I thought she would pick me up. I thought it was very clear that I had asked for that, because I mean, it would make sense, and I would be able to test drive the car on the way to her place or something like that. And she said, "Oh no, this is my ex-husband's car. I don't even have a license." Anyway, eventually we found a way. I went to a station near her house, and she talked to a colleague to take her in that car to the station. I got there, I waited a couple minutes, and then she arrived. And I noticed immediately that the car was not as good as I've seen the pictures, but that's almost always the case. I immediately hopped on because she stopped there, but it was not a good place to take a good look at the car. First impressions driving were good. I mean, it was going well, the gearbox was smooth enough. The only little niggle was the clutch cable. It was a bit stiff, the pedal, and it was making a strange noise, but that was all that I could see. Of course, we had some cracked interior trim and that kind of stuff, but that's to be expected from a 200 that was almost 20 years old. But then I stopped, and I noticed that the car had a lot of pressure in the circuit, in the coolant circuit. And after a couple minutes, I eventually turned it off, carefully took the cap of the expansion tank, and there was mayo, oil mixed with water, and so I knew the head gasket probably has gone. I didn't want to take a risk, and I told her, "Look, I'm no mechanic, but I can't buy this car. It's really quite possible that the head gasket went." She was a bit upset. She went away, and there I was in the middle of nowhere, and it was already 5:30. I didn't have anything scheduled. I tried to see 4 or 5 cars that I had on my favorites. No one would pick the phone when I called, except one person after a couple minutes, and you guessed it. It was the owner of this car, and it was actually free in half an hour. So I went on the underground again, and then eventually relied on Google Maps to find the street where the car was parked and where I lived. And I almost ran out of battery, so that was not stressful at all. But I eventually got there, and I saw the car. It had black mirrors, the original ones. This one was cracked. It didn't have alloy wheels. It was very original, and it was looking tidy. We talked a bit when he came down, and the car was looking good. I mean, a couple of things, but nothing major. I drove it. There was already this issue with the clutch. It shakes a little bit. Apart from that, it wasn't overheating. It was a very sweet engine. It still is. So I eventually brought the price a little bit down. Eventually I had insurance, I paid for the car, and I left. It was a pleasant trip home, yeah. Not a very quick one, because I didn't want to give it the beans immediately, obviously. I think you can understand that. And my girlfriend was pleased. I mean, that's not exactly what she wanted, but she had the car. A couple things have been done to it already, obviously. Before I had a YouTube channel, I went ahead and changed the center console trim. It's wood now, or fake wood, whatever you want to call it. I think this one is real wood. And I had floor pan soundproofed, because that makes a big difference. And then I started with all the other soundproofing on the doors and all that. You already have that in video. It will need a couple of things by the end of the year. I mean, it has a severe oil leak, and it will probably need a clutch too, because that problem when you're driving off is probably related to the clutch, so I'll need to have that fixed. So this is it. 1 year of the Rover 400 that was not really supposed to be here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next video. Bye.